One that I see a lot of times is champagne. Everyone loves a good toast, especially the best man maid of honor when they get up and they speak. But there's nothing saying that you can't use the drink in your hand and raise that glass, as opposed to pouring a champagne toast. Or some bridal parties will just pour it for them and not maybe the whole group or just the families. It does. And I see so much of it goes to waste. Some of the things that I see go to waste are bubbles. And it's super cool for video, it's super cool for photos, but unfortunately, people are so in the moment of seeing you get married, and when you get announced and you walk down the aisle, the last thing they're thinking is, I gotta blow my bubbles. They're thinking, oh, we're so happy for you. And so that moment gets missed. So unless you do it where it's choreographed, and for maybe a bubble exit or something like that, that's just one thing that it's a little cost, but again, those things add up. Believe it or not, disposable cameras, we've seen those around this day and age. Everybody's got their cell phone, they're gonna use those instead, you know, that's just one of those things. Personalized water bottles. Again, a cute idea, but if you're looking for something to hit the floor with budget, people are going to use water bottles whether or not they say congrats to your bride and groom or whoever on it. You know, it's a way to cut costs. Favors that aren't photos. I can't tell you how many at the end of the night I see, even with the best of intention, folks putting it at the place setting, and I'll say a reminder, hey, don't forget to take your bag of goodies or your whatever that is that the bride and groom put together and put out. But if it's a can koozie, those are great. I've seen crab mallets, but again, they get left behind. And the money that's put into that, you end up with a ton of those things, and how many of those do you really need? So the photos, though, are great because the people tend to bring those home and then they'll display them. This is, I guess, kind of almost a pet peeve of mine. A lot of venues these days offer a longer option to have a reception, and they give you that ability to, you know, extend your day. I think a 5 to 6 hour wedding ceremony and reception is like the sweet spot. When you start to push past that, you're now having to pay your vendors to stay longer. You may not have to pay your venue to stay because they give you a good ample time. But what ends up happening is sometimes, depending on your guests, maybe they have a little too much fun, if you catch my drift, and your different ages that are coming to your wedding. You've got grandma, you've got aunts and uncles, you've got your younger friends that do, you know, want to have a good time, and I get that, you know, everybody wants to let loose, but you end up putting a lot of money into a 7, or I've even seen it, 8 hour reception, and that money could have been saved, or it could have been a more intimate, let's go to a local bar and enjoy some time after party, correct. I feel like if you push it past 6 hours, I feel like it's a waste of money, unless you know that your party crowd is really going to utilize the space. Hire the right team of vendors that come straight from the heart, and that's the truth, because putting your money into trusted wedding vendors, people who have been a part of weddings before, who do it for a living, not just a hobby, that have worked together, that's a bonus. When they happen to know each other, they know each other's ins and outs. We take a lot of the pressure off, and you wouldn't, well, you know, but some of the things that happen behind the scenes, even, you know, just right, it happens a lot of times. We don't even want to tell you about it. We just handle it and take care of it. So that's a big one, ensuring a good, smooth, fun wedding day experience for you and your guests. I get a lot of DIY. I did it for my own wedding. You know, I tried to do some of the things myself, but I definitely put my money into my wedding vendors so that I could rest easy. Hiring a day of wedding coordinator even helps, just to, again, you're going to be busy, your parents are going to be busy, your aunts and uncles, your sisters, your friends. Let somebody else handle those things. Don't go late on a Sunday. I know that looks good on paper, but if you want people to really truly enjoy themselves, try to start a little earlier if you have a Sunday wedding and reception, because most people, unfortunately, don't have the ability to take off of work the next day, but give them an opportunity to have an evening and not make it so late. We never forget a great meal, we never forgive a bad meal, and we never forget a creepy DJ.